Have you ever been completely blindsided by someone's actions? A trusted colleague who suddenly turns on you, a partner whose behavior makes no sense. Or have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, why did I just do that? What if I told you there's a code to human behavior, a master key that can unlock the secrets of why people do what they do? That's the audacious promise of Robert Greene's modern classic, The Laws of Human Nature. For over 2 decades, Greene has been our guide to the darker corridors of power, seduction, and strategy. But with this book, he's created his masterwork, a profound exploration of the 18 fundamental laws that govern our lives. Trying to understand all 18 laws in one sitting would be like drinking from a fire hose. So today, we're going to unlock 3 of the most powerful and practical laws that will forever change how you see the world, and more importantly, how you see yourself. Part 1. The Law of Irrationality. You are not as rational as you think. Let's start with the foundational truth that might be a little hard to swallow. You are not as rational as you think. We all like to believe we're logical beings, making decisions based on careful thought and analysis. But Greene argues that our emotions are constantly pulling the strings. Think about that last big purchase you made. Did you really need the latest smartphone, or were you influenced by the desire to fit in or the fear of missing out? History is littered with examples of mass irrationality. Take the Dutch tulip mania of the 17th century, where people from all walks of life poured their life savings into tulip bulbs, driving the price of a single bulb to more than that of a house. It was a frenzy driven by greed and social contagion, not logic. When the bubble burst, fortunes were wiped out overnight, a stark reminder of the power of collective emotion. So how do we combat our own irrationality? Greene's advice is to become a detached observer of your own mind. When you feel a strong emotion rising, whether it's anger, excitement, or fear, take a step back. Ask yourself, what is the root of this feeling? Am I being influenced by a bias? Am I considering the long-term consequences of my actions? By creating this space for reflection, you can begin to master your emotional self and make more rational decisions. Part 2. The Law of Narcissism, the deepest human addiction. Now, let's talk about a word that gets thrown around a lot. Greene's perspective on this is both fascinating and unsettling. He argues that we all exist on a spectrum of self-absorption. In a world that constantly encourages self-promotion, it's easy to become trapped in our own bubble. Consider the ancient Athenian general, Alcibiades. He was brilliant, charming, and incredibly handsome. The people of Athens were captivated by him. But his deep-seated narcissism made him reckless and self-serving. He would betray his city for personal glory, ultimately contributing to its downfall. His story is a timeless warning about the dangers of unchecked ego. So how do you deal with the narcissists in your own life? Greene's advice is not to try and change them or confront them directly. Instead, he suggests a more strategic approach. Observe their insecurities, which often lie beneath their grandiose facade. Understand that their actions are driven by a desperate need for validation. By not feeding their ego or getting emotionally entangled, you can maintain your own power and sanity. Part 3. The Law of Role-Playing. Everyone wears a mask. Now, let's peel back the layers of social interaction with the law of role-playing. Greene posits that we are all actors on a social stage, constantly wearing masks to fit in and get what we want. This isn't necessarily malicious. It's a fundamental part of how we navigate the complexities of human society. The person you are at work is likely different than the person you are with your family or your oldest friends. The French statesman, Charles Maurice de Talleyrand, was a master of this law. He served under Louis XVI, Napoleon, and the restored monarchy, all while maintaining his influence and wealth. How? By being a brilliant observer of people and adapting his mask to suit the situation. He understood that appearing to be what others wanted to see was a powerful tool of influence. Reading people. Pay attention to nonverbal cues. Look for inconsistencies. Understand their motives. How can we apply this law in our own lives? Greene encourages us to become better readers of people. Look past the words they say and pay attention to their body language, tone of voice, and the subtle inconsistencies in their behavior. This isn't about being cynical. It's about having a more realistic understanding of the people around you. It also means being more intentional about the roles you play. Are you presenting yourself in a way that aligns with your goals? Conclusion: the path to self-mastery. The Laws of Human Nature is not a book of easy answers or feel-good platitudes. It's a challenging and at times uncomfortable read. It forces us to confront the darker aspects of our own nature and the people around us. But in doing so, it offers a path to something incredibly valuable: self-mastery. By understanding our inherent irrationality, we can learn to make wiser decisions. By recognizing the pull of narcissism, we can cultivate genuine empathy. And by seeing through the masks of role-playing, we can forge more authentic connections. So, what's the ultimate takeaway from Robert Greene's magnum opus? It's that the key to understanding and influencing the world around you starts with understanding yourself. By looking inward with honesty and courage, you can begin to transform your relationships, your career, and your life. What do you think is the most important law of human nature? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to continue your journey into the depths of psychology and philosophy, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Until next time, stay curious.